I'm going to demonstrate the Primus stove, and this is the kit that I plan to be carrying. I just put this together, so it's not really been used. I do need to cook a couple meals on it here in the backyard to test it out. And this is not a light system that I've set up, but there's a reason for my madness here. If you notice what the Ukraine and Russia thing is going on, I've noticed the people are moving at night from shelter to shelter, which is into these underground basements, and probably looking for food. And I noticed a lot of things that come in, they were giving them potatoes, onions. I mean, potatoes are a big thing they eat in Russia. And that requires a lot of fuel, especially when you start boiling potatoes. So I got thinking, you know, you don't want to be out in the open cooking a flame. You're probably going to be in these shelters going from building to building or what have not. And the other problem is to have a stove that just does propane is foolish because you're probably not going to be able to get these little containers. The Primus stove is a multi-fuel stove. Everything from white gas to regular gasoline you put in your vehicle to diesel. I mean, basically any type of fuel you can imagine, if you can put it in there, it'll burn. So I'm going to demonstrate it here and show you what this Primus is. Now, the Primus runs about $250 with the silencer on top. And Hoople's cat, he swears up and down to buy the BioLite stove, which requires wood, but it has one of the perk where it can actually charge your cell phone devices. Now, that one runs pretty much the same price if you want everything. It's like $250. So, now with everything, with fuel in this bottle, 1 propane, not 2, you're looking at probably close to 4 pounds. So it's not light by no means. But the way I've got this set up, okay, everything comes in this pretty large pot setup. And this is actually a steamer. Now, part of my madness for all this is I really don't like Mountain House food anymore. I really can't stand it. It's like eating, I don't know, it's like eating sawdust. Now, the Primus comes with a windshield, and you can set things on here. I doubt very much I'll use it that much, but I've got it in there for the time being. This is the steamer, and I also wanted a complete frying pan setup, but not a small frying pan. And this has got some width to it. Now, I can't link to this because I don't think they sell it anymore. But there is another one I was looking at. I'll link to that one and you can have a look at it. But this is, you know, a nice frying pan. I could cook a nice sized steak in here. I might have to cut it in half. So that was kind of cool. I also wanted, you know, a cup, because I like to have good tea. So, you know, and that's what this is for. Now this, I just have it extra in a baggie. These are like extra parts for the Primus stove. So you're never really using it unless you have to maintain it. So I can have myself, you know, a cup of tea when I'm actually eating. So here's the Primus stove. It opens up like this. And I've got the silencer on top. If you don't have the silencer, it's very, very loud. It's ridiculous loud is what it is. So, now the reason this is so heavy, because I'll plan to carry 2 stoves. This one runs strictly off propane. And the whole idea of this, I can open this up and put it on for you. And that one kind of goes on there like that. And then it hooks onto the propane tank. So, And the reason I picked this one is because it has an automatic starter. And that's how it runs there. You probably can't see the burner because it's so bright, but it's running. Very easy to turn on, very quick. Now, this one, it's hot too, just that little bit. Wow. This one's designed so I can basically set it off to the side and be cooking, warming up my water for my tea. Now, this one is going to be set up like this. And you put your vegetables in there to be steamed. That goes on top. And then you got a nice steaming system. And of course, if I cook a steak or something else to go with it. Now, this stove, like I said, will run multiple fuels. So this peels out. And this just screws into the end. Make sure you got your valve turned off. Very quick. And this has a 2-valve system, so you have a valve here and a valve here. Alright, with a multi-fuel stove, I've got the propane hooked up here, and Primus has a valve here and a valve in the back here. So, literally, we turn this on, and I'm actually running now. You probably can't see it, but it's hot. And this allows me I can really get down to a minimum flame here. And that's amazing. So that'll run your propane. Now, with the Primus stove, there are nozzles in there, and I've got them in this bag here. 3 nozzles in total, and they're little tiny things. Comes with the tool, comes with everything. And basically, those nozzles allow you to run different fuels, like diesel if you want. Now you'll notice, I'm not changing the nozzle at all, and I went from propane to white gas. So there we go. Now with the white gas is in here, which I picked up in Walmart. You pump this about 20 times. It's up to you. Once you get enough of it. Now again, if I change the nozzle, I can put diesel in there. And I'm doing this sitting down so you can actually see everything. Because literally, this is what you would do in the wilderness, is what you would do. Now the top of the bottle says on, back says off. So yeah, make sure you're looking it on when you turn this on. So open up our valve here. That'll allow the gas to come out. Open it up here. Okay. Now this has to heat up a bit for it to start turning the liquid into a gas. There we go. And you can adjust it both ends. Is that going? No, I turned it off. There we go. The heat ignited it. Okay. We're running good now. Oh yeah. So there you go. I didn't even, switch the nozzle on. I went directly from propane to white gas because it'll burn either one. So then I'll turn it off here. And then I'll let this burn off whatever's in the hose here. And now you're going to have to wait 20 minutes or so to let that cool. But like I said, this particular setup is running close to 4 pounds, but that's with fuel, propane cylinders, and everything. And I did it sitting down so you could actually see how easy it is. Now there's a platform that goes underneath this. You could use the tinfoil thing here it comes with. Or you can buy one that costs like, I don't know, I'm going to pick it up later. It's like 70 bucks that goes underneath. But the stove is not cheap. I mean, you're looking at 250 bucks. That's all there is to it. But you can burn just about any fuel you want. Now, if I didn't take this particular propane stove with me, then obviously I could save a little bit of weight there. But I want to be able to cook like I have a 2-burner stove is what I want. So, and this also allows me to do like almost like a simmer is what this one does. Now I'll have links in the bottom to pretty much everything I got here, but like I said, the this dish set, I don't think they sell anymore. I bought it quite a long time ago, and I've been working on this setup for a while. I usually just take one propane stove and one, because I mean that's light, right? Really light. But I want to get into a full type of camp kitchen, and I'm going to be running, an extra 3 pounds because of it, because I want that luxury. I'm going to look at other things in my pack and see what I can lighten up, but this will allow me to cook like a complete steak dinner with steamed broccoli, for example. Getting away from the mountain house and the freeze-dried foods. They're too expensive. At 10 bucks a crack, every time I go out camping, and you figure you eat 3 or 4, you're in the 30, 40 bucks. Well, you add that up, 6 or 7 times, it gets pretty expensive. So, yes, I'm going maybe 3 pounds heavier, but now I can eat some really good fresh food instead of eating that garbage. And I'm going more the way of eating fresh food than I am going on weight size. But this is quite the nice setup where I can steam, I can fry, I can boil, I can have my tea. 2-burner setup. And the reason I'm taking 2 propane tanks is because I also have a Primus lantern I like to use at night. Just some of the luxuries I like to have. So, but this stove, and that's still warm. This stove is amazing. Now with the Primus bottle, what I normally do, if I start taking this end off, I'm going to leak white gas. So if you open that a little bit and let the air out, it's a lot better to do that. And then you can start removing this. Now if you remove this without letting the air out, you're going to get gas coming out like crazy. There's a little gas on that. I'm not sure you can see. So this has an automatic seal that closes so nothing comes out. And I imagine with this completely full, you'd probably get a week out of this. I'm not sure. But you'd get quite a bit of time out of it. And like I said, it's a multi-fuel stove. So anything from regular gasoline to diesel, white gas, whatever. Now, a lot of people take these type of stoves when they travel, like if they go by airplane, because you can't bring this stuff on an airplane. You can bring an empty bottle. And as soon as they get off, they'll pull this out of their backpack and then they'll fill it with regular gasoline at a gasoline station, is what they'll do. So you're all set and ready to go. if shit hits the fan, or we're in World War III, or something big goes down, this is the stove you want. Now, Hoople's cat swears up and down by the BioLite stove, but you need wood for that. But you do get to charge your devices, and it runs pretty much almost the same price. But I think it's more gimmicky than anything else, to be honest with you. And his stove is not, you cannot maintain it in the field. Where this stove, you know, if anything breaks on it, they give you the tool, everything. You can maintain the stove in the field and basically fix it. So I think this stove's a lot better. There is a kit you can buy that adds even more parts. I'll be picking that up later, probably in a week or so, and adding it to this bag. And this way I'll know no matter what, that stove's always going to work. So I've noticed when they're running from building to building in Russia that, you know, if you were running a BioLite stove, I guess you could burn furniture. Not sure you'd want to eat that because, you know, varnishes and paints and stuff on the furniture. But if you try to get out to the wilderness and get some wood and then make it back to that shelter, you just might get your butt shot. But with this here, get in the shelter, and if you don't have propane, but you find a vehicle along the road and it's got diesel or it's got gas or other types of fuels, you could get that, and boom, your stove's going to be working. So in a scenario if shit hit the fan, a multi-fuel stove is king, that I can tell. But not cheap. Very, very expensive. But it's one of those things that you buy once, you'll never buy again. And this whole setup, like I said, is probably around, I think I weighed it in just under 4 pounds. So, and that's with fuel and everything. Okay, that's with fuel, 2 propane things, the whole works. The extra stove, I mean, everything there. And when I backpack, I mean, I don't know, I'm just, when I get in my old age, I'm starting to learn that I want to appreciate more of a really good meal. So there's a little review on the Primus, and you've seen it run with propane, and you've seen it run with white gas, and a titanium setup for dishes. That's what I'm basically looking at. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.